I'm doing it up before 5. You can't see anything. Moon's out. And to me, the snow's very visible. But getting my coffee going. Ready at 6. Not bad. Got the spikes on. A couple of things about whenever it's going to get down to freezing. If you're real regular like me, dig your cat hole the night before, because it's hard to dig it through frozen ground. You can keep your water bottle in the sleeping bag with you. I hate doing that, because that's a rude way to wake up at 2 in the morning rolling over onto a cold water bottle. So I pour the water for my coffee the night before. That way if it freezes, all I have to do is turn on the stove and thaw it out. Open your shoes up as wide as they will go, or sleep with them under you, or else you're not going to get your feet in them. One time I hiked in my camp shoes and neoprene socks. One time I boiled water and poured it over my shoes to thaw them out. I'm sure there's some other things I'm not thinking about now, but I'll touch on this subject later, I'm sure. So paying attention to the snow, I almost didn't look up and see the view. These spikes are pretty great when the snow's frozen, like being Spider-Man. Not sure how much of this you're going to be able to see. This is Cottonwood Pass. Down there's the campsite that the trail pass goes to. It's called Cottonwood Pass Campsite. PCT goes over there. And I came from over there. This would be great if I needed water, but that's the trail. And even though I have neoprene socks, just soon keep my feet as dry as possible. The snow's cupping, and there's footprints everywhere. I got a little ways off trail, because I was just going uphill. Turns out the trail went uphill and a little bit to the north. And I see footprints over there. I'm going to assume they knew where they were going. Got a new view. Coming from over there, I'm back on trail again. I don't think I've been on trail most of this morning. Chicken Spring Lake's over there. And I'm going around that way. Well, earlier I was up over 11.5K, but I didn't think to capture the moment. It'll happen again soon enough. Looks like quite a bit of the trail is rocks, so I'm going to try taking the spikes off for a little bit. Came from that way, and you can't see any of that because of the sun. I'm going that way. Anyway, spikes back on. The trail's over there, but the snow is pretty steep. A lot of footprints over here, but I'm still glad I got the spikes on. Looks like somebody slid down on their butt. But I think I'm going to go around there somewhere. So I'll pick up the trail. That nice little valley with the frozen lake and 2 tents in it. Well, where I followed those tracks down, that took me off trail. It took me a little while to get back up to it. And I see footprints. My map says I'm on trail, but that probably cost me a half hour. I'd love to tell you that I never make mistakes, never give off trail, but that would just be unbelievable. Trail again. This is something. It was beautiful in the fall of 2017. This is something different. In between the time of year when it's crampons and spikes all the time and never needing them, it's this time of year where it spikes on, spikes off. I am now spikes off. The bottom half of that sign says no fires above 10,000 foot, which means if you see me with the fire and I say I'm below 10,000 foot, I'm probably lying. Coming from that way, and I probably didn't mention, I get a few miles of downhill today, all the way down to 9,500 foot, which means I get to go back up later in the day. It's not like me to complain though. Gonna go down around that way. That is a very optimistic little tree growing up out of the boulder. The Inuit have like a whole bunch of words for snow. I bet at least one of them is a bad word that they're not allowed to say in front of their mother. I'm still around 11K. Think I'm getting ready to start a big downhill. And of course the wind picks up. Anyway, this is what the last couple of miles have looked like. This is Wright Creek. I'll explain why I'm starting the video with this later. I came down from over here and I was about to try to cross on this log, try to step to this rock, hop to that rock, and hop to that one. That log has about a 1/4 inch of ice built up on it. So I just waded across, got wet halfway up to the knee. Coming from that way. Going up that way. Came from over there. And the trail does, I believe, go over here somewhere. As long as I'm on snow, I'm not hurting anything. Going over there. I checked, and it looks like I lost everything from 10 o'clock yesterday. Whenever I left Kennedy Meadows, I had plenty of room on the SD card. But that was Wednesday, and this is Sunday. So you got to see me get off trail in the snow. And what I think you missed was one of the 4 water crossings I was worried about. I was able to cross on a log. A long, steep uphill section cost me a lot of time, really slowed me down to where I didn't make it as far yesterday as I would have liked. So, second water crossing I was concerned about, I did last night right before I made camp. Thought it was going to come up halfway to my knee, came up halfway up my thigh. And then Wright Creek you just saw me do. So I've got one more water crossing. And since I won't be at Forester Pass bright and early, probably make it an early day. And I guess I'll edit videos since I need to clear up room. There is one more thing that you missed. And I know one person said that they watched these videos to advise a child they have on trail behind me. After Guyot, if I'm pronouncing it right, Guyot Creek, right before a wooden gate, there was a slope that was completely covered in snow, and there weren't any footprints, and it was real slushy in the afternoon, so I just did a rock scramble down and picked up the trail really easily. So just wanted to throw that in there. Coming from down there. And going up there. A little bit steep. I think this is coming down from Bighorn Plateau. Most of my reports that I have about snow and water are from a week to 10 days ago. And they said it was all frozen. But it looks like the thaw is on. Came from that way, and I guess I'm going that way. That's where other people went. The trail's not very easy to find. That might be it right there, that streak of ice. Came up from down there, and this is Bighorn Plateau. There's a little pond over there, drains out. I think I remember whenever I came by in 2017 in the fall, that was just kind of a stagnant pool. And I'll be going that way. But I dropped my pack because I want to go get a better look at that little pond. Well, the pond's mostly frozen over, and I'd get closer, but this is as far as I could get on snow. No sense tramping all over, making paths. Very cool. I'm glad I took the time to come check it out. A plateau is the highest form of flattery, not imitation. Get it? Coming down from the plateau, it's not very steep downhill, and spikes could be used, but I don't think they're really necessary. Some of the snow's giving way in spots. It's a pretty day. Oh yeah, the PCT and the John Muir Trail overlapped for a little while. And then, I don't know if you can read this or not. Anyway, I'm getting ready to cross Tyndall Creek. Can you hear how excited I am? Well, I wasn't tired before, but that would have woke me up. Pretty cold, just up to the knee, flowing pretty good. So yesterday when I was pushing, not making the miles I wanted to make, this was the campsite I was trying to make it to. I see it one spot. I'm sure there's others, but well, I guess that. Anyway, what's really cool is as I walked up here, I saw my first marmot of this trip. He ran up there and hid. So, last 2 mornings, my sleeping bag has been a little bit more damp than it was the night before. Just perspiration, but this morning, I think there was a little bit of frost or condensation too. Tyvek had dirt frozen to it, and my puffy was pretty damp. And since I'm not doing big miles, I'm going to dry everything out. That rock right there looked like it would have been perfect to put the sleeping bag on, but it had marmot poop on it. That was a very long hour. One thing, halfway through I remembered I needed to be editing videos, and my sleeping bag is so much fluffier now. Down does not like getting wet. And just wanted to bring up, do you know how to get down off of a goose? You don't. You get down off of a horse. You get up off of a goose. Anyway, 5 miles to the pass. I know I can't go all the way, so I'm just going to go and see if I can find a place to camp. Reports from a week ago said all the water was frozen. Just from the differences between now and the reports I've been reading on the trail behind me, I bet that's not true. And if I can't find a spot, I'll come back here and set up camp. Came from right over there. And man, what a difference just a 1/4 mile made. I can feel the heat from the sunlight coming off the snow. I'm going that way. I'm a half mile from that marker where the snow picked up. Did pretty good about staying on snow until I found the trail. And there's spots where the trail's almost dry. I resisted the urge to feed this little guy, get a granola bar out, but he doesn't seem very scared of me at all. He doesn't seem too scared either, does he? Alright, well, it's not quite 3 yet. I think it's actually 2:30. Anyway, this, you can see the big rocks are all out of the way. And there's a ring of rocks where somebody with a trekking pole tent used them to hold in their stakes. I set my backpack down over on one of those rocky spots where I could go and scout. Within 3 miles of the pass, I think it's actually just around that corner. And I knew I was going to have to stop early. So I'm going to go get my bag and set up camp, start editing videos, collecting water. There's a stream over there. If it's safe, I'll get to it. If not, I've got plenty of fuel and I can melt the snow. This is going to be my camping spot for the day. Are you jealous? Something I noticed whenever I drop my pack, it's crazy how much I don't sink into the snow without the beast on my back. It is so warm in here. Sunlight can get through, but the wind can't. I might have to take a nap. This is my water source for tonight. Isn't that something? Oh, lost sight of the tent. There it is. Y'all don't know how happy I am to be up here right now and how excited I am to upload this video to show everyone. Tonight I'm going to do potatoes, freeze-dried beef, and olive oil with bouillon. I had planned much bigger meals, so I said that I should have 2 days left. I actually have 3, because I've been making myself eat more than I wanted, and yesterday I finally couldn't do it and gave part of it to this trout.